Okay. We're gonna get right into this episode, but before we do, I would like to just ask some questions before. Okay. First, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Just say a guy came to a prison, we got an inmate, and to whoever will listen, he's saying he's innocent, he's innocent, he's innocent. And you already find that the system is in a breach because they sent him to this prison before he can even finish his trial and get his time. And every time you look around, the detectives are coming to this prison and pulling this guy out of his cell, out the tier, and they question him. They question him, interrogate him. You know, and this happened maybe twice a week. And they keep doing this for about 3 months straight with this little guy. And this little guy is from New Orleans, Louisiana. And he tells you this story. He say, hey, I was on my way to work and a police car comes up to me and they ask me where I'm on my way to. And I say, I'm on my way to work. And the police officer begins to tell him, hey, we had a homicide in this area. Would you mind coming to the crime scene and talk to the detective and tell him anything that you might have seen or heard or anything to help with this investigation? And the little guy says, okay, let's go. So he gets in the car and he goes with the police officer to the crime scene. And when he gets there, he finds out that a tourist, a lady, was murdered. And her husband immediately identifies him as the guy who killed his wife. Now, this little 17-year-old guy is going to be tried as an adult. Now, remember, he's 17. Okay. Now, a couple days later, a homeless guy finds the woman's purse and everything in a garbage can as he's going about scavenging and stuff. So he calls the police with the purse. And inside the purse is still $1,200. Now, this little guy is maybe about 7 miles away from the crime scene. And where they find the purse at is about 20 miles in the opposite direction. And all this had just happened maybe like 30 minutes before they picked the little guy up. His mom had just seen him get up in his boxers, brush his teeth, get dressed. His brother seen him. His dad seen him. And now remember, the purse is about 20 miles the other way. Now, that's about a 30-minute drive or 40-minute drive, but this little guy is on feet. Now, just with those facts alone, I want to know y'all honest opinion. Do you think this little guy was capable of, in 30 minutes, getting to that crime scene that's 7 miles away from where he's at now, killing that woman, stealing her purse, and going 20 miles in the opposite direction on feet, dumping the purse, and making it back to that spot where they picked him up at? No answers could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know what people think. All right. Okay, we're going to pick it up from a non-work day. Sleep late, lose weight. Okay, we go eat chow, and we all come back to the dorm. When we get back in the dorm, some inmates doing whatever they do during the day, they find a young guy drowned in the bathroom. So now they go beat on the door and they brings the guards in. And the guards make everybody go back in their cell and lock everybody back down. And we're waiting till the inspector general gets here to investigate this suspicious drowning. They want to know, did he drown on his own or did somebody drown him? So along with the inspector general, you could say a team of investigators come in and they begin to go cell to cell asking questions, trying to get statements and find out who seen what or if anybody seen anything. But they get nothing from the inmates, which they knew they wasn't going to get nothing from the inmates in the first place. Okay, so they end up doing all their investigation. They takes the body out and they wraps up their investigation. So this whole entire day, I see the guards more in this one day than I done seen them in this whole entire state in this prison. So, nothing much really happens this day. They end up letting everybody out, and everybody's just shoo-shooing about what could have happened. So that leads me to know they don't know. The inmates didn't do this. The inmates did not drown this young guy. Effie didn't drown on his own, because we never found out what happened to this young guy. So everybody just go about their day or whatever. It's a fairly peaceful day. Jump into that next work day. Sleep late, lose weight. We all eat chow. We all go to workforce. So as we all working and going to workforce, we see Sergeant Larry. He's back in carpool. And he points out another little guy. And this guy name is Thibodeau. Hey, come here. He takes Thibodeau out of there. Now, we just had a suspicious drowning. And Sergeant Larry got no quit. He don't even have a break in him. He takes little Thibodeau out of there. And we wait for about 5 minutes. And then we head out to go see what he doing with Thibodeau. So by the time we make it to the door, we hear Sergeant Larry. Oh, yeah. That's it. Oh, yeah. He's a creature of habit. He does the same exact things. He keeps his routine. He don't stray from his routines. So when we hear this, we just heads back to carpool because we fed up with Sergeant Larry's shit. So about 10 minutes later, we see Thibodeau come walking in. Now, when he comes in, he ain't making eye contact with nobody. He almost looks sick to his stomach. He stays off to himself. He's quiet. You could tell it's a lot on his mind, and he fucked up about what just happened to him. And he knows we know. Because we all, and he been with us as we goes to this door to see what Sergeant Larry does to these other guys. Now, for the rest of this day, everybody just work, don't talk. Me and the crew, we don't even talk to each other. Because we don't even want to make Thibodeau feel uncomfortable. We finish out that work day in silence. And then the guards come get us and takes us back to the tier. Now, when we get back to the tier, the guards puts us in there and locks our ass back up in there. Now, me and the guys, we go gather up all our shit and do our routine. We go take our shower. And we comes out the shower. Now, immediately when we come out the shower, we see Lil Juco and Medium Juco chasing behind the dude Travis that they been knowing. They running behind him because they trying to jug him. So Travis is running from him and he runs in his cell and he closes his cell. But he's holding the bar and standing back to keep them from jugging him. So they jugs his hands until he lets open the cell. So once that cell pop open, they go in. And all you hear is, ah, ah, ah! They in there jugging Travis up. I mean, they in there jugging this man up. So a bunch of other inmates go run and beat on the door, and the Jucos runs out and runs back to their cells. And the guards come in and find Travis laid in his cell, bleeding. Barely breathing, bleeding. So apparently, Travis was the first on their list who did not help them. You supposed to be our boy, but you didn't help us when Jugger Man and BTZ was stomping us out. So they got him up out of there. Now the Jucos got the prison in fear. Everybody that didn't cross them, they got them in fear. They no longer hanging with Monroe. They no longer hanging with other dudes it's the two Jucos running by themselves. So as the guards rolling Travis' ass out of there, the Jucos pointing at BT's and Njcip. But BT's and Njcip just back there with this stupid ass grin on their face like they ain't fearing nothing. And like I been said, just cause you stab a dude, that don't mean other inmates gonna be fearing you. Cause most of it is chaos and ignorance in this prison. The lack of understanding and education. Now you can clearly see Monroe and Brewfield and them, they got that fear in them. Now they ain't fearful. Cause they know they sat right there pretending to be Lil Juco homeboy and let them boys stomp Juco out. So they know they somewhere on that list. So later on that day, the doors pop open and Roderick is coming back. So we go dab Roderick up and we tell Roderick about what Juco just did Travis. And all Roderick mind is on is Monroe and Meathead right now. Roderick looking at them, Roderick want them bad. So I know the next order of business is to get them boys. Sleep late, lose weight. We all go eat chow, we go to workforce. So we go to workforce and we do our job. We in there working. But every now and then we go check and see where Roderick at and what Roderick doing. So when we come out, we see Roderick hiding by the chapel, bending down, hiding by the chapel. And we like, oh, he must see them. So when we get up there where Roderick at, we bend down and crouch down by where he at, and we looking around the corner, but we don't see shit. So we ask Roderick, what the fuck is you doing? He like, man, I'm waiting on them bitches. I'm waiting on, since the last time we left Roderick, he been crouched down in his same position, just hoping. Cause ain't no guarantee they gonna come around this way. This how psychologically fucked up he is at this time and psyched up with revenge. That he will wait an endless amount of time for these dudes, any one of them, to come through. So I tell Doc, man, help me get this nut and talk some sense into him. And as we doing all this, we all breaks out and run, cause here comes Sergeant Larry. And he got another boy with him. But this time we don't even go out there to see what's going on because we got bigger fish to fry. We gotta talk some sense into Roderick head. Now he in carpool with us. And we telling him, man, hey bro, you know revenge get people hurt in prison. And we do the regular roundabout with him until finally we kind of get through to him, but not all the way, because he still got his mind set on getting them. So we finish the work day out. The guard come get us and take us back to the tier. Now, once the guard locks us in there, Roderick breaks and run on Broomfield. And they start fighting. And then now we all fighting. But in the process of all us fighting, we didn't even see Lil Juco creep up around us and Juke, he's stabbing up Huckabuck. He getting Huckabuck. Until everybody fall back from the fighting. While Juco is letting Huckabuck have it. And Monroe and them runs inside the cell. Now while Huckabuck laying there bleeding, Monroe and them got their backs against the wall with weapons in their hand. Just in case Juco decides to come in the cell. Till they left Huckabuck out there bleeding and BTZ gotta go knock on the door for the guards. And the guards come in, get Huckabuck, ask the question, what the fuck happened? What's going on? Like they really fucking care. Get Huckabuck ass and roll his ass out too. Juco is on a rampage. For a little while this day, everything calmed down. So all of us, the whole crew, we go walk up to Laco cell. And we all just sitting up in there talking. And then you hear, get that bitch, beat that bitch, get that bitch. So we runs out there and we see Queen Sugar and Muffin stomping the fuck out of Baby Charles when Baby Charles was going to use the phone. And we see L and Tevin running towards Baby Charles, but by the time they get there, they done stomped the shit out of Baby Charles and gone up the stairs again. And you see them just fussing at Baby Charles, just going at Baby Charles about doing shit by itself. So this whole day, tempers was running hot. Cause you see Tattoo Man doing the tattoo when 3 inmates go over there and stomp his ass out. They stomping his ass out for some shit he was supposed to been and did. I don't even know what the fuck happened, but shit was going off left and right this day. That's why I say when it's in the air, it's in the air. You better put your fucking shoes on in that prison. Sleep late, lose weight. We go eat chow, we go to workforce. So we hadn't even been in carpool a good hour, and we hear some arguing going on in detail. It's this dude named Box and this dude named Dennis. They going hard with each other because Box left some weed in carpool yesterday, and somebody told him Dennis was the one took his weed. So they arguing and they going backwards and forward. Bitch ass nigga, I ain't take your weed. Bitch ass nigga, they told me you took my shit. Man, I'm about to fuck you up. So they go backwards and forward for about 15 minutes, arguing heated. And Box, bitch, I told you. Dennis had to pick up a crowbar and bow, slap Box across his shit. When I say Box whole fucking jaw twisted one way, now Box laid on the ground, Box ain't moving at all. So everybody know they gotta go get this man some help. So some inmates run until they find some guards and comes back with the guards. And they put all us on the floor, face down, with our hands behind our head. And they take each and every one of us and place us in cells again. And because this happened in work detail, we all had to write out statements, and it happened around dangerous tools on company time, and everybody said the same thing. Man, all I heard was a bunch of arguing. I had my head down working. Because in prison, if you rat, you get labeled as a rat. And we all know what happened to snitches. So after about 3.5 fucking hours, the guard finally comes, gets everybody, and takes us back to the tier. Work day over. So as we get back in the tier, I immediately goes to looking for Lil Juco because I know what's been going on in the prison. But I can't spot Lil Juco for shit. Like normal, I go ask Baby Charles where Lil Juco at. And he say the guards came in here and got Lil Juco out of here. So apparently somebody then went and told the guards something about Lil Juco because the guards came and retrieved Lil Juco. Now you would think after all this shit that's been going on, everything will calm down. Lil Juco gone, so everybody can rest easy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The ones he really fucking pissed with, they can rest easy. But everybody is still on that bullshit. So we all just hanging out again. Everything calmed down, everything cool. We back playing cards. And all you hear is a bunch of fucking noise and racket and medium Juco cell. Monroe, Broomfield, and all them then ran in medium Juco cell and beat this man in inches of his life with the battery socks. They beat this man in inches of his life. They seen the opportunity that Big Juco is strung the fuck out. They done got Lil Juco out of here. And they done beat medium Juco in inches of his life. And all you see is medium Juco cellmate Renzo go running to the door, beating on the door for the guards. Hey, we need help up in here. We need help up in here. Because he done kind of took a liking into medium Juco. And the guards come again, take medium Juco out of here, and locks us the fuck back in here. Okay, I'm going to come back a little bit later and hit y'all with the other half to this episode. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a part 2 to this episode right here. And just a quick reminder, after Thursday coming up, We're going to do Marathon Thursday. We're going to see how many episodes we can knock out. We're going to try to go for better than 6. So I'll see y'all when I put part 2 on here. So y'all stay tuned. Part 2 coming up.